Peace. This is Divine Understanding, born of law, the nation of gods and earths. What I want to build with you on is the sequence to 120 lessons and how and why, maybe why we got it that way. I never asked that question myself, like, why did they give it to us the way they gave it to us? But what I do know is that traditionally, when it was handed down, what happened was 120 lessons, in all actuality, is a conversation. It's a conversation between W.D. Farad and Elijah Muhammad. So what happened was W.D. Farad was asking Elijah questions at the end of his classes. So, based on chronological manifestations, when you get a set of 120, if you go to 1 to 40, you'll see it say February 20th, 1934. So you know that the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2 was finished in 1934. Then if you go to the 1 to 14, right? If you looking in the 1 to 14 and you start going through Musa and you start adding up the numbers in Musa, then you'll see that lesson or that degree was made manifest in 1933, right? So then when you go to the 1 to 36, if you go through the 379 years, you'll see that lesson was made manifest in 1932. So you're talking 34, 33, 32, and then the 1 to 10 is like 1931. So he found W.D. Farad found Elijah Muhammad in 1930. And he taught him from 1930 to 1931, and then he asked him the questions. Who is the original man? Who is the colored man? And so on and so forth. And Elijah answered the question. When he said to Elijah, who is the original man? Elijah said, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner of the cream planet Earth, and God of the universe. And when the father left the temple and his sister Bernice gave him the lessons, certain things in the lessons he elevated to bring it to a knowledge understanding. So now the lessons in our nation, in the 5% nation, when you said when W.D. Farad says who's the original man, then we answer the original man is Asiatic black man, a maker, the owner of the cream planet Earth, father of civilization, and God of the universe. That's the same way like when Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and the rest of them would be manifesting, it wasn't no mathematics. Not in the sense of the state that it's in now. But they would always say wisdom, knowledge. They was wisdom in they what? Knowledge, because Elijah was the wisdom, and they was wisdom in his what? Knowledge that he got from W.D. Farad. But when the father came and made knowledge born, he was doing the knowledge to the wisdom to bring about the what? The understanding. And he gave the babies the best part. That's why they said that he was Clarence 13X, meaning that he was the only Muslim showing and proving knowledge and understanding. It was unknown to them, but he made it known in the ghettos of America. As you could see, if you listen to previous videos, you see how I break down how the father gave us this and showed and proved, certain degrees. And that's why our 120 is a little slightly different than, say, the Muslims 120s, because the father divinely prepared it for the gods, because he gave us a knowledge understanding, to bring about the best part, to show and prove the culture, which is I, God, and gave us the power to resurrect the mentally dead from their present state of unawareness and ignorance of self, which is giving us the equality to deal equal with all human families of the planet Earth, showing and proving ourselves as being what? God. See, now that was straight mathematics. And then when you show and prove yourself as being God, and you building with the other gods, and you building to add on and show and prove that your mathematics is right and exact, and you destroying the devil's civilization, by manifesting that knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You know what I'm saying? And then that shows and proves you born. Because you born in the what? You born to show and prove the culture born. Or you born to show and prove yourself going from knowledge to born. Or you born in your what? Wisdom. Or you born in a baby was in the womb for 9 months. You know, it's different ways to deal with born. Like you could say, well, once I got knowledge of self, I was born into the reality of being divine, understanding, born of law. Well, actually, when I got knowledge of self, I was born into the reality of being born of law. Because back then, they were saying free, born of law. And the God named me born of law because he was saying that my wisdom reminded him of how I flowed. It reminded him, his older God. He was like, yo, your wisdom reminds me of the God born of law from Pelon. But now they call him a Law B. Well, he calls himself a Law B, but I was named after him, born of law. Then when I mastered 120, which you actually never really mastered 120, you'll always be studying 120, but I'm like saying I knew and understood 120 lessons to the degree where I could show and prove each degree. And, you know, like something like, if you say first degree in the 1 to 10, how you going to show and prove the original man is God? That's why I brought these books out. These books right here will show and prove the original man is God, and that he's the making, owner, the cream, planner, and father of civilization and God of the universe. These are the books right here that will show and prove that fact. You feel me? Then there's other books that you can use that's outside of, say, 120 lessons or outside of, say, our mathematical equation that show and prove that the original man was everywhere. Or like, see how this book here, this show and prove that the original man was in the wilderness of North America before the European got here. So he didn't bring all of us over here. Not to say that he didn't bring any of us over here. He did captivate and capture and bring some of us over here. But all of us didn't come over here from the devil, because we were sailing ships long before the devil even knew. We made the wheel. We made mathematics. We showed and proved all the sciences of everything that has anything to do with science, mathematics, history, writing. All that came from the original man. So those lessons are literal. You know, when you reading them lessons, that shit is literal. Wisdom build to destroy degree. What was Yaku's first rules and regulations, including all laws of force by manufacturing the devil? That is literal. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no like a story. That's really went down. You feel me? So anyway, I just wanted you to know that's how it went down. That you know, we got the lessons that way from Elijah, Muhammad, and the Father brought those out the temple, and he gave them to us the way that, you know what I'm saying, that he wanted us to receive it. 120 lessons. Not to say, because like when I got mine, I got my whole set of 120 at one time. And the God was like, look, this how you got to quote this, and this. You got to do this. He was giving me, you know, understanding of what I had to do. And then he gave me plus degrees also. So I had plus degrees, which was, plus degrees are just degrees showing and proving, or the breakdown or the history on each degree. It's a breakdown in the history, and it gives you more, or the more of the story, or elaborates more on what the degree is talking about. It gives you the full story on each degree. So each degree has a degree to it, which that's why they say it's 120 lessons in mathematics. That's 33.33. So they always say you got knowledge, wisdom, understanding, 120 lessons, that give you 360 degrees. But you do have plus degrees to add on to that 120. So you got 120 of plus degrees, you got 120, and then your understanding and your research and everything will give you the other 120, and that'll make it 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. With that, I'm going to say peace, and any other questions y'all have, just throw them at me, man, because those questions enable me to build on certain subject matters that maybe I wouldn't have thought of. But you know, you got a question, ask. Don't, you know, ask the question. Email me. Whatever you got to do to get that question out to me. Believe me, if I can answer it right away, I will. If not, I'll do the research on it. I'll get you the degree. I'll send you to the website. Always go to the website, Ancient Order Free Asiatics. There's a lot of information on there. 120 is actually not online, but you know what I'm saying. But if you need a set of 120, get at me. Get at me. You know, so I try to connect you with some guards that's in your area. If I can't connect you with some guards in your area, me and you could build. I'll build with you. Trust me, son. I'm going to make sure you get this. You know, Earth, guard bodies, whatever the case may be. Anyway, I'm going to say peace to the original nation, the wilderness of North America. You know what I'm saying? Peace to all the different, you know what I'm saying, facets of this. You know, whether you with it or you not. It's all good. I'm feeling the whole nation. I'm feeling YouTube. I'm feeling the way everybody's out there building and adding on and trying to elevate their nation and trying to bring the nation up. You know what I'm saying? And peace.